Hello, my name is Jason Pincel, and today I am going to be touring my natural area for my environmental science lab report. And so, yeah, let's get started. We'll start touring. We are in Crestmont, Alberta. We're pretty close to Calgary, but a little ways away. And we're right by a pretty large forest, so we're not going to go too deep into it. Just kind of walking on the outskirts a little bit. As you can see, there's a fair amount of brush, lots of trees, some dead plants, and a bit of grass as we go further on up. It is 3 o'clock, roughly. The temperature is about negative 18 degrees Celsius, maybe about 0 degrees in Fahrenheit. I see a lot of popple trees. I think later on we get to see some pine trees. So, there's one of the unusual observations that I noted is there's a fence, a power line, and we're on a bit of a trail. So, there's quite a bit of man-made things here, even though we're pretty close to nature. Here we are. It's snowing a little bit, kind of gently. See some more variety in the plant life now. A couple different types, some small trees and some bushes. Bit of grass. As we see right here, it looks like there are some old animal tracks. Can't really tell if those are hare or coyotes. We have a pretty large population of hares, and so consequently there's a pretty substantial population of coyotes as well. There are quite a few different animals in this region. Moose, magpies, deer, and that's about it. Looks like there's some rocks in this area. It's a bit of a hill, kind of a really small mountain hill in the distance a little bit. You can see the rough region, it's a pretty hilly area. A couple more types of plants, mostly. It's also a lot of human tracks. This trail is fairly well used. Even so, there's still quite a bit of animal life on most days, but today is kind of quiet. Except for the animal tracks that we saw earlier. And there's a pretty good view from where we are. We're fairly high up. We're on a bit of a hill. So this is roughly the area I'm going to be studying for the phenology report, more or less. In this area. Starting to get a little cloudy now, but earlier it was actually pretty snowy, or pretty sunny, despite getting as cold as it did. It looks like there might be based on what I can tell from the path, maybe an inch or two of snow. It's not actually that deep at the moment. And it's also starting to get a pretty windy, kind of a cold wind, about 10 miles per hour. And even though, obviously, we're kind of like right in the forest, we see there's kind of a bit of an open space, so there are some plains, kind of an open field area. Kind of walk in the woods a little bit and kind of get a closer view of everything. See some tracks a little bit. There are some leaves still on the trees. We see there's quite a few buds growing on the trees, so you can definitely tell still a lot of growth. Nothing's dead here, really. There's a couple different types of plants. Sometimes some ferns here and there. Looks like this might have been some more animals were walking around a little bit. This area is a very interesting mix where you've got definitely a lot of evidence of where humans are, but there's also quite a bit of animal life most of the time. So it's kind of a very unique area that way, in that you seem to get a lot of places where there are evidence of humans, and then see a bunch of squirrels and different kinds of birds. There was a moose, kind of a couple moose in this area. So this area is quite wild, all things considered. This is, again, we see it's getting a little cloudy in this area. Quite a few trees. About where we're going now, we're going to see some pine trees a little bit. So not a whole lot of diversity in the tree life. It's mostly popple and pine, and there's not even a lot of pine. It is mostly just popple. Not much for maple or anything else, but quite a bit of brush. This area in the summer is usually kind of like a prairie. Again, more kind of a bush tree with growing buds on it. Something I can maybe study. Alright. The path is starting to come to an end now. And this is the basic area I'll be studying for the phenology report. Again, as the main features previously noted, kind of hilly, lots of trees, bit of a plain, and yeah, there's a lot of evidence for human life, but there's also quite a bit of evidence for animal life as well. So yeah, this is where I will be studying, and look forward to continuing the phenology report.